Hello there YouTube, this is Sibbles and Bits back at it again. Today we are playing some more Inkbound. It is Wednesday, so we are going to be playing as Weaver. Not really much else to say. I suppose just to sort of get some, you know, community engagement there. A little bit of a backstory. I have recently joined the 21st century and had fiber wire installed into my house. It took about damn time. Just as a little bit of a gauge, whenever I upload YouTube videos, previously it would take me about the time of the YouTube video. Sometimes I'd save about 10-15%. So in other words, a 90-minute YouTube video would take about 90 minutes for me to upload to YouTube. Since I've gotten the fiber wire installed, it's taken like 10 minutes. 10 minutes! It's disgusting. Anyways, going off of that, how do we feel about inflicting statuses? Inflicting statuses is pretty easy. Again, always going to bring up Argoloth is a very big, like, tanky fight, but Weaver can be tanky. I think, yeah, Weaver's, like, deceptively one of the tankiest classes in the game. So going into Argoloth doesn't really scare me that much. Dealing critical hits as Weaver is a lot more difficult. It's a little weird. Fully augment 3 bindings is going to happen. I really don't want to just keep doing Cinder and Runestone just because of the fact that Argoloth is a little spooky. So we're going to try Argoloth, and hopefully we don't end up regretting that. Let's go ahead and switch over this quest to the correct one for us as Weaver thread needles. Deceitful Runes. It's a little bit more damage, puts Hex out there, but the problem is that as Weaver, we don't really have like good AoE right now at least. We get access to stuff like Cone of Frost, Poison Vapor. That kind of stuff will allow us to spread Hex on things that we want to have Hex on. And it frees up a slot for our threat, because then we won't necessarily need to put Hex there. But in our current setup, we have to hit things with thread first. So it's always going to be on the first thing that we thread is going to have Hex. And we'd prefer to go into our single target, which is Constrict. And then we'd want to Hex a couple of other things and then use Sow. That's kind of weird action economy, especially because if anything's alive on the next turn, assuming that there's only like 1 or 2 enemies, we're then going to want to Constrict. Hopefully things are dead. Our Hex is going to go in on there. So while it does technically, like I said, free up us grabbing Hex on our 1 or our thread, it really doesn't in the overall scheme of things, because Weaver hits things differently than, like, say, the physical classes hit things. That said, do I like it better than Misery's Whip or Verdant Sprout? I could kind of see Verdant Sprout. Again, Weaver generally trades poorly in the first few fights until they get like their first binding. So just having access to free healing is kind of nice. It means that we're less likely to use our Tethered Shrines in order to heal ourselves, and instead we're going to use our Tethered Shrine to gain stats. And gaining stats is kind of good, especially when we're going into some sort of a DOT here. Misery's Whip is notable due to the fact that we do have to inflict Poison, Burn, Frostbite, or Bleed. It allows us to get immediately into that, but it's really only going to give us 1 turn of a headway. I suppose that that's not even true. We're going to have that Bleed for the rest of, like, the run, right? It's not like, okay, I got 1 round of benefit on it because I got it before I got, like, say, Incendiary. This is always working. And since I've corrected my thoughts on that, Misery's Whip would be pretty dang good for possibly getting this quest done. I don't think we're going to get it done in Book 1, but we might be able to get it done mid-Book 2, especially if we get something juicy like Cone of Frost or... Unfortunately, Shock isn't on here. Maybe I should leave some feedback that should have Shock. Because it's not like we shock everything. Like, shock is just as rare as bleed is. Well, not as rare. You can shock things a little bit easier, but definitely something to consider there. I could see us doing this without Misery's Whip. It'd be easy enough, but we also don't have to go through that. Let's take a look at our books. Shimmering Barricade on Captor is a little rough for us, honestly. But we know that we're doing DOTs. That's going to kind of eat a little bit of our DOTs, but we're kind of just going to have to deal with that. DOTs are good versus Rinferno, but then there's Pacifism, which is going to reduce our scaling. We could probably get by without scaling if we know we're going to do a DOT build, because it won't hit our burn, poison, whatever the heck we end up with. Or Heavy Pockets. The other thing is that we have to, well, I mean, let's not get distracted, but we need to thread needles, which really don't show up in Silent Promenade. So for that purpose, we might want to do Heavy Pockets, but I think we're honestly okay not going for that. I think we can go Misery's Whip here. It's not going to add a lot of damage, though. Maybe what we do here is we add Titan Constrict. But if we do Titan Constrict, then what are we doing? We can make this our single target and shield off of So, but So doesn't hit everything. Suppose we could get shielding off of Thread. Because if we do plus 20 damage, then shielding, then we're pretty much stuck with just reducing cooldown, maybe? Reducing cooldown is good for burst damage, and if we get Harmonizing Whistle, it just sets it up, pretty much. Otherwise, like, plus 20 damage isn't that stupendous. So then maybe it's Potent Stitch? I don't think that it's Frost Infused. Well, it could be Frost Infused Threads. I don't see why it couldn't, actually. We could work with that. And we still haven't decided what the heck we're doing up here. Let's go ahead and do Heavy Pockets. I think that Lusk is a little rough for us. Anything that pretty much requires, like, AoE is bad on Weaver, because Weaver doesn't actually have any AoE. Generally speaking, the little Lusks don't spawn, like, together like they do on Rinferno. Usually both of the bomb bits will spawn, like, relatively next to each other. You can usually thread them at the same time. So we generally either need to be able to trade the Little Lusk explosions, or we need to figure out how we're going to deal with enemies that are split apart. Chain Lightning's pretty good for that. Anyways, we're going to pick up this barrier potion, go into this fight. We're going to try not to talk about the run for the first 15 minutes here. Alright. I just realized that we got some needles here. That's pretty good. We don't have any detached though, so we're going to have to run into more of these guys if we're actually going to complete this quest. Because I believe it's actually in a run. Oh no, just thread needles. Okay, so we got some progress. A little unfortunate we can't also hit them. What is this going to do? This is not going to kill you. Make sure that that's green. Hit you, pick that up. Still not quite. So we're going to take quite a bit of damage here. Pity. Use our barrier potion early, I guess. Most of that is due to Rampager and we didn't finish the enemy. If we would have mapped that out and figured that out ahead of time, that probably would have saved us quite a bit of health. And look at that, we're already like 20% of the way to our quest. Okay, so we do frostbite damage now. So I think that's a good pickup for us. Could also make Thread actually deal some damage. Not quite sure about that. I suppose Elemental Stitch would pretty much just secure that we're going to get this thing as soon as possible. Is that worth actually taking a slot on Stitch? Maybe. Maybe. Well, there's Chain Lightning. Like I said, that's a very good way for us to deal with the little Lusks. Unfortunately, it really does not help us with our quest. But we might have enough of our quest built into our core kit now that we don't care. I think the correct move here is Chain Lightning. It really doesn't matter if we get this thing completed like book 1 or mid-book 2 or at the end of book 2. We need to make sure that we survive this boss. There we go. Wiggle here. Thread you. Spike you? Is that too early? No. It also applies 3 statuses. That's an awkward... I'm willing to thread everybody here. Hit all of you guys. Hit this. Oh, we're not going to make this. That's unfortunate. We're going to miss it by 1 action. Well, probably 2, actually. Well. Sucks to suck. Let's go ahead, hit this. Hit you guys. Hit you guys. And we're pretty much just gonna spam. Let's do this instead. probably could have ended with chain lightning. That would have been fine. All right. We could be really silly and put more frostbite on our threads. That's not what we're going to do. Reducing the cooldown of chain lightning sounds amazing. We'll take it. Go to the binding empowerment. I like that crit. I also like being able to get shields, though. An additional stack is shocked. That could get interesting. I'm going to try something a little weird here. Alright, what do we need? We would really like an ascension for one of our abilities. Our core abilities, that is. So maybe glyphs, but I don't think that that's necessary. Where are our purples going? I don't think it's going into chain lightning. I think it's going into our core skills. I think 3 free threads is probably the best thing for us right now. And obviously, like, gaining some free damage on Constrict is nice. But, is it worth not grabbing some growth here? I don't think that's the case. Might as well. I'm going to take huge damage regardless here. This will at least take care of 6 of the damage that we're taking. Ow! Guess I'm cool with this. Hit you there. Give me my orb. I'm going to go ahead and hit you guys with the chain lightning. I'm going to wiggle in this direction. Then we're going to go ahead and spike you. And then hit you guys, and we can't hit multiple of you guys at all. Are you serious? It's like super rude. Well, guess we're gonna do that. And I guess we just like hit people again. Now we should be able to vacuum seal some people. Go ahead, wiggle up, take this. Is this some sort of cruel joke? What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets? I'm going to take the damage. But I guess the bright side of that is we might actually make our quest. Not in the way that we wanted, though. We're going to be trading a lot of HP here. Because they're nowhere even close. I'm going to hit you with this. Pick this up. Spike you. Nuke you. That saves us some health, but they also have Blight Bomb, so we lost a lot of our shielding. And then I guess we just spam on you. We're just barely going to miss this, aren't we? That is so painful. We could have had one of those before the book 1 boss. Okay, of all of these, I would much rather have Pulsar Belt, I think. I don't know, Unstable Circuitry. I'm hoping to be very tanky. That's the deal. I think we're going to take defense on literally every AUG once we get to blue. And the reason we're going to do that is because of stuff like Pulsar Belts. On your first turn, 3 stacks of stealth. Absolutely terrible for us. I suppose what it could be: Thread, Chain Lightning, might even have damage, especially if we have Thunderstorm. And then we're going to Constrict, because that's the best AoE damage that we have. Having 10 ability power for that might be considerable, but we're literally going to waste 2 of these stacks. I'm not sure that that's very good on Weaver. I'll take the Pulsar Belt. It actually does some damage. Otherwise, if I think I'm going to constantly be trading, which is not a good idea versus Argoloth, Unstable Circuitry would be better. But I'm hoping to have, like, I don't know, Pseudo Thorns, whatever you want to call it, with the Smite. Farther Wider. I kind of like that, not going to lie. I also like Stitch being available. But I'm not sure that that's actually the best idea. All this would really do is allow us to just keep stacking Frostbite and Burn. Interesting up tier here, but I don't know if we want it. If we got Broken Rail, that'd be pretty good. Being able to crit with Chain Lightning or Thunderstorm. I think we're going to take Further Wider. Simply because we need something that like feels good right now. Cone of Frost, I believe, is exactly what we're looking for. I also don't disrespect Blink. In fact, I think Blink is probably the if regardless of your class, I think Blink's the most pickable skill. It's just, is that really what we need? I think Cone of Frost is what we need. We've already gone a bit into Frostbite. We're probably going to be scaling magic damage. Cone of Frost isn't even bad. It's good damage. So I'm about it. Especially if we're going to try to get like triple thread. If we're getting triple thread, then having Frostbite on enemies so that triple thread does damage is kind of nice. Jinx is also like very good single target nuke, but Weaver doesn't need single target nuke because Constrict is just so ridiculous. And then if you're not constricting, you're using Stitch. Like at any time, you should have single target nuke as Weaver, especially when you have Shock in play. So we're gonna take Cone of Frost. Okay. What am I feeling here? Kind of wish I could go back and just hit one enemy. We could heal. I'm not sure that's the best move. Shop's not bad though. Like, we can get a lot of defense in white and green. Yeah. Okay. Rosy Thorn, look at that. Defense ringleader, Rosy Thorn. That would cost 185. We can still heal. Do we want to heal though? We didn't get money pots. We don't have a lot to afford. We're buying these though. So then the question is, what are the odds that we're going to be able to get back up to 250 by the time that we see the Binding Empowerment, which is the second event of the next book? We can take money. The boss is going to give us somewhere around 50, so we're at 150 at that point. We would pretty much need to see the money pot on fight 2, which I don't think is the case. I think the money pot mostly shows up on 2? No, the third fight. So it's going to be very difficult for us to get there. We do have breakables on the way, but we're talking like gaining 100 off of that. And we're against Little Lusk with no potions either. Or a fish. God, we kind of got scuffed, didn't we? We do a lot of DOT though. We have a lot of baseline shielding too. Like 3 shielding is a lot. Holy Lord. You know what? I think we're good. Nobody asked you, game. I ain't scared of you. He immediately regretted that decision. Oh, I see a bunch of enemies though. Let's hit this though. Like, it feels like I want to hit 2 people. Because I'm going to have to tether this way anyways, but maybe not even. If that makes any sense. Okay, give me this as close as I can possibly get. Boosh. And it seems weird because there's no enemies here, but Cone of Frost doesn't do any baseline damage, so we're going to go ahead and get this out there. And then we might as well, I don't know, like, is this even worth it, really, on one person? Not really. We're better off just multi-threading. Oh! Give me my orb. Let's hit you with our nuke. Thread you. Thread you, that's controlled weaving. Hit you with our nuke. And then we're just going to get bullied here. That's fine. I'll trade 4 HP here. We should really keep this available for when... Are we going to have this off cooldown by the time that the wave starts? I'm not sure we will. So we're going to bop you. Power Orb. Single target spike. Hit both of you guys. Hit both of you guys again. And then pretty much just nuke and then shield. Get smoked. Alright. You have like all the stacks on you. We just barely phased him. Ooh, that's a great spread. I like that. Okay, it hits everybody. You're already threaded, so we don't even have to really set this up. Let's hit this. Get the power orb. Spike you. It's a little weird. Are we going to be able to... Maybe? Excuse me, what are you guys doing out there? I would have to use 3 energy just to weave them. I would be able to nuke the 2 at the top, which would give me 2 shielding. Reduce incoming damage by 6, which means that I would take 4 damage. I think that's a bit acceptable. Get that frostbite out there. I guess technically this is okay. Yeah, this is fine. We lost like, what, 6 health? Alright. What's my reward? Forged lightning bolts? Pretty freaking good. Byron this early? Whew. Literally everything on Byron's good for us. Literally everything. Not sure Zephyrian is necessary or possibly even good for us. Forged lightning bolts does something for us now, and we can build into it as we go up, right? Like we have pulsar belt here. Maybe we get an unstable circuitry. I would prefer another pulsar belt technically. What else is there? There's one at blue. Why can't I remember the one at blue? There's blooming which we would proc because we frostbite things. There's thunder in a bottle. Like, this is very good AoE damage, and that might be how we clock out the tentacles. I think Byron's probably, like, the better decision, but Forged Lightning Bolts is also, like, really good. I know a lot of people are saying, well, not to call anybody out, but a lot of people do say that it's not very good. Okay. Loom is probably just what we're looking for. I don't disrespect Weave. I think Weave is great. The problem is that, again, I think Controlled Weaving's a bait. And just having +3, like, this needs to not be 3 ability power. Like, that's, it's terrible. Like, yeah, technically versus single target, it's better than Loom, but Loom also does more base damage. And I guess, like, you're not using, you know, Loom to deal single target damage, but this is going to thread things much easier than Weave. So you're actually likely to get Controlled Weaving with Loom. I don't know, guys. Like, I do take Weave, don't get me wrong, but definitely feels the less equal of all of them. I would have loved multi-thread, but since we have Loom, we can probably get away with it. I really like just taking our baseline frost damage and doubling it. Things that we have attached with Loom are going to, like, they're going to get frostbitten. And then, of course, Cone of Frost. We've got a little bit of that on Stitch. Like, that is a lot of damage for us just to be racking up for free. Like, basically, every time we hit something, it just takes 60 free damage. It's pretty good. Of these options here, like, we technically have access to Spiked. On the first turn. I don't think that it's a very important part of our build. I'll take some crit chance. I'm kind of feeling Wit Thief here. Proving Grounds. We almost, like, we ignore it due to the fact that we have enough baseline shielding that we don't care about it. But that doesn't mean that I think that it's okay. Because we need that for ourselves as well. I think that we're fine, but adding Shimmering Barricade, I could probably deal with this. But again, I think that Wit Thief is just so easy. It's literally easy money. I don't understand. Well, I'll tell you what. We were considering if we were possibly going to get enough money. I keep forgetting that the book mods give you money because I honestly don't care about how much money they give me. Yeah, I think we're going to have 250 by the Binding Empowerment, guys. So I think that we need a vault. Hello. Not sure now's the time for that. We'll just hit you. Okay. that up. Might as well get some, that does more damage. And unfortunately, we're going to trade because we didn't take care of you, but you're pretty much done. Whoops. Laid rope, you say? Is that better than shining circlet? Chances are we're going to be attached to a lot of tentacles in the final fight. Let's say about... Well, you include Argoloth too. Let's say that we're going to be attached to like 3 to 5 things. That's 15% DR for a green. That usually give you like 8. Seems pretty good. Otherwise, Shining Circlet's just great. It'll allow us to keep spamming Chain Lightning or Cone of Frost. Cone of Frost really doesn't need to be spammed. Unless you are ridiculous and you put like a ton of damage on it. With the blues, which I wouldn't be against. But, no, I don't think that that's necessary. I also don't think that Misery's Whip is the answer at this point either. Misery's Whip almost got us our legendary before the boss. We appreciate that, but now it can go, like, get lost. I think Laid Rope is probably the best thing here. The question is do we like Laid Rope better than re-rolling? I don't think we do. Although another Pulsar Belt. Let's just heal ourselves, honestly. Like, I don't think that we need the crit damage. Quicken Frost, again, we don't need that. Is Chain Lightning plus 10 damage for each additional enemy reached? It could be. Zap could be kind of crazy on, well, actually, Zap doesn't do anything on Argoloth. We would want Thunderstorm. This might be worth a reroll. Simply because of the boss that we're going up against. Inflict Hex with Threads? I think we still want Multi-Stitch. The only alternative to that I will accept is getting Freezing Frost like multiple times. I don't even know if that's exclusive. I don't think it... I think it is exclusive, but otherwise we could still get Harmonized Whistle, so maybe Quicken Constrict. Also allows us to use it twice a turn just for picking up the orb. So then we would Thread, Shock, Constrict, Orb, Constrict. We would use both. Yeah, we could do that. Seems pretty good. Going to the Binding Empowerment, always. There's Mighty Frost. Kind of like the idea of Sturdy Threads too. Is losing multi-thread worth it? I honestly think it might be. I just talked myself out of, what was the other one? Inflict Hex, which actually would have been pretty good for this build. We'll figure out some other way to get it. Copium. Sturdy Threads on Argoloth is absolutely insane. Especially if we're also getting DR for it. Like, we are the tankiest. Do we need more AoE? Or do we do more cooldown on Stitch? Just so that we can spam that too during the final fight. Just have so much shield that nothing can stop us. Man, you know what? If we had 3 Pulsar Belts? If we had Endless Needles, that would be pretty good here. You know what? I'll be honest. I actually do like Seamless Stitch. We'll go ahead and take that because we already have the shielding on there. Now, of our options here, like, I don't think we care about what we get anymore. Like, to be perfectly honest. It's probably going to be constrict damage, which is perfectly fine because we're going to have a lot of things constricted. So not losing our damage just for constricting things sounds nice. Or it's going to be like Cone of Frost, damage versus Frozen, which, again, we probably want. So at this point, Glyph Globes, don't care about them. Do I want the blue, though? Is having the blue early important? The reason why it would be is because our blue that we're looking for is shielding on Constrict. No, I don't think it's that important. Like, we want it, but we have 2 rerolls to get there. I think that we have everything we want here. What the heck? Alright, new plan. My orb, please. And we kind of need to make sure that we take care of this guy down here. Because they're... Oh, they're only hitting us for 4. Are you not at a threshold? You should be. Is that you at a threshold? You're so adorable. I saw that magic pixel. We're safe. I ain't owned. Oh man, we're really going to be wiggling here for a while, aren't we? There it is. Never mind. I lied. Alright. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine since we're blocked anyways. Just get glorped. Oh! Oh, come on. Just barely. Okay. Give me my orb. No, I want you guys leashed before I do that. Eh. Orb. That does a majority of your health. We don't seem to be getting the treasure pot here. We probably could have used this potion of power to get there. It's probably too late to do that now. We're really scuffing those pots. Maybe this was too much focus. We were supposed to just nuke you. I don't know. Anyways, we should be able to dispatch you, especially if we do take this. Do we even care about that? Like, you're doing 6 of our damage. We would kind of like to get rid of you. pot's taunting me. Very rude. Go ahead, thunderstorm everything. I don't know why I'm headed that way. Flap. Power orb. I think we honestly just have to like go up here and hit you with this. We're full blocked anyways, who cares? We traded 3 HP. Oh no. Anyways, of these options, I'll take critical damage. We don't need to heal. Of these options... what was this going to be? I think Empowered Lightning is good enough. Alright, Lightning Storm would hit hard here. I also wouldn't mind Frigid Blast or whatever it's called. Frigid Gust? No, that's not the one. It's the one that adds daze to enemies. So what I'm looking at here is, do we even use 7 stacks of Frostbite? I don't think we do. We're not going to get multi-thread. We have ringleaders, so we could hit something 5 times. But if we're hitting something 5 times, then Blizzard is fine. So if they do the same damage, and one is an area around us, that means that we can hit just about everything. Like, I think Frigid Gust goes farther, so there's something to note there. But that's really about it. I think Blizzard's better for us in this situation. Or we could reroll. Again, we really don't care what we get. We can take something that gives us more oomph than this. Like Tangle. Or no, it's not Tangle, it's Sow. Or is it Tangle? I think we actually lose damage from Tangle. Not necessarily. I think So is actually kind of bad for us, though. Like, these are both pretty much... like, this just increases our... oh, actually, this doubles our damage. That's not bad. That's pretty... it's pretty freaking good. I have difficulties reading these for some reason, even though they're color-coded to show their changes. Oh my good lord. Anyways, I wouldn't mind taking a look at the shop. But I think since we're so strong, it's probably a Sea Breach, honestly. Like, I think we can sacrifice 35 health and still beat Nim here. What? We bow to the dog. Like, that's not even a question. Like, even this late, you can't confuse me. I know what I'm doing. Okay, here. Give me a Heroic Vault. Especially with increased rarity. Blue Spine Cod is great. Alright. Little rude. Okay. Okay, game. You're gonna pretty much heal anyways, so might as well make you not. You guys are extremely rude, you know that? I miscounted my my will. We're gonna take a lot of damage for that. Guess it's a good thing we didn't sacrifice 35 health, huh? Well, I'll tell you what, we're not gonna make the same mistake again. I think we're gonna thread everything, shock everything, nuke something. We have Wit Thief, so we would prefer not to use this this guy right here. We should be fine. We're full blocked. One HP. Really? Pretty rude game. Alright. Again, huge screw up on our part. That is our fault. Otherwise, we're looking great. Faulty Flask here is pretty good. I think we're re-rolling here. Because Frida's mistake is very good. Urmog's egg is also pretty considerable. But we're probably going to take some damage in the Nim fight, and so the chances of this popping for a purple is very low. I'd rather just take Frida's mistake and just have another source of smite. We could heal here, but kind of funny to take some frost damage. And there's some shielding. We wanted that. Okay, of these two options, what do we want? Looking at the shop doesn't really interest me at all, so I think we're going to go to the garden, get some money. And it's going to give us our allowance.
Something. How goes your bond with your binder, little quill? Still proving strong enough to weather the forces that threaten to tear you away from it? Ha! That's good to hear. Very good to hear, especially knowing there are some who would rather that bond become unbound. Silly details, of course, but sillier details have led to bloodier wars.
Another ringleader's hat is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of hilarious. I like that better than our Rosy Thorn. Got two JoJo hats. Then we can go ahead. Pretty much destroy everybody. Yeah, this is fine. In fact, this is really fine. Yeah, I like this. Get some damage on him. This fight's pretty much just going to be straightforward. A little strange. All right. Let's get some of that frostbite out there. And give me a little bit of shields. I'll admit, this is kind of a slow fight, which is a little concerning. Should phase. That's a lot of damage. Let's put some potion of power on that. Yeah. Then I guess we're just going to keep nuking them down. In retrospect, we definitely couldn't have sacrificed 35 health. We'll have him next turn. Got pretty freaking close, though. Again, not gonna lie. I thought that was going to go much better for us. Lightning Storm, I think, is probably the best option here. We don't really need to add a lot of shock stacks to enemies, and enemies don't get that close in the Argoloth fight for us to actually Lightning Spear like a huge chunk. They're too far away. Lightning Storm is where it's at, and I'm willing to take that. Let's deal some bonus damage versus enemies with Frostbite. I'll be honest, after that fight just went like that, I'm no longer feeling very confident about us beating Argoloth. Go ahead, hit everything here. Thunder Strike. You guys are really that far out, huh? Interesting. I also don't really know how we're going to kill all these things. Maybe pay a little bit more attention next time. If we die here, it's literally because I screwed up so much. Like, I've lost probably... What, it was 19, and then it was 8 health right there, just due to me not paying attention. Which is... terabad. Okay, we're actually full blocking now, so we can afford to do this. We're probably going to need some Frostbite on you guys for next turn. Oh dear lord. Alright, we're gonna need something very good here. Bone Calcifier is kind of funny. I don't think that's enough. Tempest Wrath, is that actually what we need? Certainly something. Let's use that to get rid of Misery's Whip. I don't think that we can afford to do more frostbite damage. We need to heal. Give me my epic. Huh. Ink tap. It's a lot of energy. Do we like ink tap more than... What am I trying to say? This guy right here. Not sure. I was really hoping for like a second forged lightning bolts or something. We can re-roll, still buy a purple. Well, there's our blooming on. Okay. Everything came a little too late. We have some health. We got decent defenses. We have extra will when we get hit. All right. Okay. We're actually facing Argoloth without killing many of the tentacles. That's really good for us. In fact, let me just do this. I was hoping that that didn't kill. We are fully blocked. Thunderstorm. Give me my orb. Then we're going to run ourselves all the way over here. Okay. Let's thread some tentacles. I think we're honestly just going to walk. There we go. Shock everything. Leash you. Nuke you two. Yeah, we're fine. Like, our DR should hold up. The question will be the last phase. I suppose I should have eaten this fish a while ago. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, we get 12 shielding for free. Then we spike everything like that. Get another 6. I'm gonna just keep hitting you. Because you also hit Argoloth. Alright. I think this is where we want to be. It's going to be a long fight, but we'll do it. And then if we had more movement, we'd want to head this way. Because that's where the tentacles are going to be. Suppose we could pick this up. Back up. Frostbite you guys. Shock. Nuke. Oh, sorry. We're being slowed. We should have ran over here. Well, if we're gonna get stuck, then let's get stuck. We can take 9 here. But that was mismanaging on our part. Okay, put me like right here. I want to be on the edge. Pick up this orb, scoot on out. We're not quite going to be able to get all the tentacles. But now we are. All right. Oh! Yeah, if we had like armored porcupine or even needles, this would be a completely different fight. In fact, I think this is one already. Yeah, you die when they hit me. Okay. Alright. Well, there's a tanky Weaver win. Yep, thought that the run was pretty good. Again, really wasn't expecting to take that much damage at Nim. I suppose as a tanky build, we don't really face race him that well, and we have to kill his ads when we are on book 2. So I should have considered that. Especially with plus minions at, I believe it's like gold 2. He scales up pretty quickly, and it was definitely more than our defense was, which was, again, like pretty good, as you could have seen in that last fight there. Granted, we didn't have... No, we had all of our defensives in place. It was just a little weird. Little sad that the final shop like did nothing for us. Like we didn't earn anything in chapter 3 besides the storm in a bottle. But still, pretty fun build. Got frostbite up to like what was our damage at? 84 per tick. Pretty nice. Utilize some shock. Otherwise, we just pretty much were unkillable and had tons of will. Like that's all we did. Laid rope, of course, coming in clutch with the Argoloth fight, simply because we're tethered to like. It actually ended up being like 4 to 8 tentacles. I figured that we were going to kill them a little bit faster. I guess I also considered that we were going to have needles or something. Needles would have made that fight like half, like not even half the time. We hit so many enemies so many times, it literally would have just... I would say that that'd probably be a 5-phase fight or 5-turn fight. Anyways, it's already been an hour and 20 minutes. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be sure to leave it down in the comments below. Any questions, concerns, comments, misplay alerts. Hopefully the run was entertaining or at least educational. And until next time, we'll catch you guys around.